There are some things in the music world that are often taken for granted, mainly in that you think that just about every single performance that a singer gives on stage is going to be praised, loved, and cheered. And to be fair, bearing a bad performance, that usually does happen. But sometimes, those bad performances do indeed happen. Or something else goes on and the crowd just wants to let the singer or group know what they feel. In the rap world especially, it can get loud and ugly. So allow us to show you 7 rappers who got booed off the stage. Number 6. Drake. Given the popularity of Drake, it might honestly be hard to picture any time which this legendary rapper got booed off the stage. Because honestly, Drake is that good, but it's on this list, and thus it happened. And just to be clear, this was honestly a recent occurrence, so you can't blame it on his early career setbacks or something like that. In November 2019, he was performing the final lines of his song Wu-Tang Forever, but according to those that covered the event, more on that later, it wasn't up to Drake's usual standards. The crowd was not moved by his singing in the latest. He could sense what was going on and decided to talk to the crowd. You know, I'ma tell you like I said. I'm here for you tonight, he continues. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? While that was a very bold move, the crowd was honestly very clear in their reply of no. Drake listened for less than a second, then he said, "It's been love," he says. "I love y'all, I go by the name of Drake. Thank you for having me." And with that, Drake was gone, and easily one of the weirdest moments of his career was over. More or less anyway. There's a little more going on there than you might realize, to be clear. He was booed at the Camp Flog Gnaw Festival, and it was actually a surprise that Drake was playing there. But it wasn't a surprise that the fans were wanting. They were wanting a bit more lively performer, whereas Drake prefers a certain colder style. In the eyes of some, at least. Was Drake to blame for this? Not fully. The crowd was already against him. But leave it to Drake to make sure the audience gets what they want. And they didn't want him. Number 5. Young Thug. Young Thug was once performing in Louisiana, which just so happens to be the same state where rapper legend Lil Wayne came from. Now obviously, just because you're in a state where a famous rapper is from, doesn't mean that things get hostile. But here, yeah, it got here quick. A video of Young Thug coming out to the venue showed that the moment he got on stage, they booed him like he was the worst thing in the world. That's definitely one way to make your feelings on the matter known. And not in a way that rappers want. Young Thug was not amused, but then again, neither was the crowd by him. Which again shows just how wild things were getting. That's not just something that happens unless the crowd wants something specific, you know? Like Young Thug off the stage. Number 4. Meek Mill. Meek Mill is easily one of the more respected rappers in the industry. He's done good music and kept himself mostly clean. And so you'd think that any venue he was in would be happy to have him. Not so much. But to be clear, it wasn't because of a controversial thing he said, or being in the wrong place at the wrong time per se. Rather, when he did the Pink Print tour, it was at a time where he was feuding with Drake. And at that park, there were a lot of Drake fans in the crowd. Drake fans are known to be very passionate, and so they booed him right off that stage. Meek Mill, who again was in the feud with Drake at the time, was so mad he flipped them off. Likely as a message to Drake, as well as showing the fans that this wasn't the right thing to do. Fans can be passionate, you know? Number 3. Slick Rick. Back in 2015, Slick Rick was performing on stage, and you could tell that the crowd really wasn't feeling what he was putting down, which in this case could be explained very easily. You see, the crowd that was there was very much in the old school camp of rap, whereas Slick Rick was very much new school, which you might argue means they were closed-minded. But in this case, it's more of that they wanted something specific, and Slick Rick and his musical style wasn't it. It wasn't fair, but it happened. They booed him, and he very nearly walked off the stage, but he felt it was important to go and finish, so he did. Which shows character and his professionalism, and that's to be applauded. We call that grace under pressure. Number 2. Kanye West. Kanye West has been booed quite a few times. But one of the worst times was last year during his set at London's Wireless Music Festival. Did they have a problem with how he was singing? No. Was he acting weirdly? Not exactly. So what was the problem? Well, Kanye being Kanye, he started to rant and rave about certain things that were going through his head, and as a result, the crowd decided to boo him. It's okay if you want to talk about certain things on stage, but you need to read the room, and if the fans aren't having it, you get back to the music to change the mood. Kanye always has a problem with reading the room. Number 1. Lil Kim. Lil Kim is known for many things nowadays, including being a major player in the 90s before going under the knife to change her looks, and going to jail and being blacklisted by the music industry. Yet she's still trying to make things work and improve her career. Right. Lil' Kim was paid to perform at Club Manor in Florida in 2014. The club claimed she agreed to a meet and greet, but Kim said she had no knowledge of it. The 100 fans who showed up early to meet her were highly upset when she arrived and didn't even address them, so they booed. Unlike certain people on this list, that just shows a lack of professionalism and is likely a major reason why she's still blacklisted in the industry, because she's more interested in being paid than being there for the fans that for some reason still love her. So there you have it, everyone. A look at 7 different rappers who had a rather atypical night on stage and got booed off for their efforts, or lack thereof. Which of these booed off the stage incidents do you find the most interesting? Do you know of other rappers who have had similar things happen to them? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.